Hey, Mike here, and today I'm reviewing the Phoenix by Non-Typical Bag Company. Let's go ahead and jump in and start with the design. This is their Back to Blue edition, the support and law enforcement, but I still think, I'm pretty sure this is their typical design minus the flag there. It has the circle with the Phoenix in it on the front, very simple, very clean. The back has the same circle with their logo. Initially, I didn't like the logo, but as I got the bag, started playing with it, it's really grown on me. I'm actually starting to like the simplicity of that. So all in all, it's a very clean, easily identifiable bag, which I like. One thing they do on this bag, I don't know if Non-Typical does in all their bags or not, but they actually match up the design on the front and back. And what I mean is, you can see the color here, the dark blue that fades to light blue. It's got that same fade on the back, even though it's not quite as bright and vibrant because of the materials. It's the same color fade. They also have white accent lines here, I'll call them the seams, that they matched up, which takes a little bit of extra effort to do, right? It's like they took the time to do that. I appreciate that. I don't dislike a bag if it doesn't do that, but I do notice when bags do line up or match up the back and front material and just make a fluid design all the way around. I really like that. I appreciate that. As far as the materials itself, the slow side material is the butter slow side, samurai slow side. If you've watched my reviews, you know I'm not a fan of this material. It's actually the same as the Surefire slow side, but it's the back side of that material. It's a touch slower. So it plays at a 4-speed. However, because it's the same material, just the opposite side, it has a lot of the same characteristics as Surefire, both good and bad, and I'll get into that some in playability here. The fast side, this is the Game Changer fast side, Surefire fast side. It's an 8-speed. It's a great fast side. It's fast, yet controllable. It can push through most of the boards. It's extremely hole-friendly. It's used a lot on a lot of bags because it is such a great material. So you've got a 4, 8, kind of that really nice mid-speed bag range, a slow, kind of sticky with a fast pushable material. The template, well, let's start with the fill here because it's not a very full bag. It's a pretty thin bag. It uses a blended fill. It's got some of the small flat discs. There's a few beads mixed in there as well, so you got a nice mixture in there, a blend. But it's not a lot of fill in there, which gives it quite a bit of flop to it. Non-Typical rates it a 4 out of 5 on the flop scale. 5 being the floppiest. It's a 4. It's probably a 4, maybe a 4.5. It's right there on the verge of being too floppy. It's not quite as floppy as a Surefire or Typhoon, but it's not far from that. So if you don't like floppy bags or you like fuller bags, this is not a great choice for you. However, if you do like the Surefire Typhoon type floppiness, then this may be an option for a touch slower bag. And that leads, because of that thinness and floppiness, this template is a medium to a larger. It just sets flatter and spreads out more. You know, if it was a fuller bag, it would be a little puffier. By setting flatter and thinner, it's a little bit bigger template, which does great for blocking. It takes a lot of real estate on the board, makes it a great blocker bag. Let's jump into the playability here, and I'm gonna start with the negatives first, and because I do have some negatives on this, which aren't necessarily a negative of the bag. It's the material. This slow side wants to stick, wants to stop. It wants to be a blocker, and it does a great job at being a blocker. It sticks, it gets up there. You can really control this slow side. The problem I have with it is it's a 4-speed when it's moving. When it stops, it plays stickier than that. So when you go to collect, and you almost have to go slick side to collect. You can go stick side to collect, but you've got to throw it quite a bit harder or land it a lot deeper, almost on top of the bag to really push them both in. Now you can go stick side and push, do a push in place, that's fine. The problem with the slick side, when you go slick side and throw, the stickiness of this bag doesn't match real well with the speed of this bag. Now this material is a touch slower than the butter or the samurai, which improves and makes it a little more playable. But the issue you have, if you don't hit perfect with this push bag, if you hit perfect, they're going in, you're fine. If you're just a little off one way or the other, what happens is, because this bag's moving so fast with the momentum, it hits this bag. This bag doesn't move quick enough, which forces this bag to spin and kick off or to flip over. And then sometimes when it spins, kicks off, flips over, it ends up on the back side of the hole, off to the side, or even off the board. Sometimes you'll still collect this, sometimes you won't. It's frustrating because it's just not that forgiving. So if you're not throwing a perfectly lined up push bag, there's a chance you may miss or not collect this, and then you have to go with the next bag to try to collect it, and it can lead to more mistakes. The other problem I have is this material does kick. It has a lot of kick to it. So if you're not throwing a flat bag, it will kick on you. It's a controllable kick in the sense that it's pretty consistent and you can learn to play it. Now that kick does turn into a great cut, which is a positive. So if you throw a flat bag, you won't have a bit of kick, but then you can also manipulate the bag left to right with the cut on it. The other issue I have with this bag is it wants to hang on the hole because it's so sticky, and that's not really a fault of the bag. That's just using a slower material. It wants to stick and hang on the hole. And typically when a bag hangs on the hole, you can throw it in the bag, just come in, brush it, and it'll go in. These bags don't. You really have to be aggressive at going after them. The problem is, the same with the push, if you get too aggressive and you are off just a hair, you're going to end up hitting this bag and you bunch, and now you've got 2 bags sitting there. And then you got to make a decision, do I go with it? My 3rd bag, I try to collect those 2 and risk losing the 3rd bag. And so you end up with 1 bag off, you end up with 2, maybe 3 bags off, maybe 4 bags off, and one small mistake became into a big mistake. Now, I am basing all of this off of throwing my deck of rounds just by myself on the boards. On the positive side, when you're playing against an opponent, this bag has its advantages because it's a great blocker and it's so sticky. You throw that blocker just a little bit over on your opponent's side and you leave it and let them deal with it. Let them try to push it. Let them kick off. Let them flip over. And you put your bags in and then play defense. Put your 10 points in and hope that they end up with 3 or 5 or 6 or whatever, and you can outscore them that way. Also, when you have that bag hanging on your opponent's side, it's a good chance that maybe they'll collect it for you. You leave it alone, they'll collect it, or they'll get caught and get pinned up and they lose their bag as well. So playing against an opponent, some of the downside of this bag goes away when you play against an opponent. And I will say the pairing of this Game Changer Fast Side with this material is one of the better pairings for this material, except because it's a little slower than some of the other materials, it doesn't have quite as many issues as I have with the Butter or the Samurai. On the positive side as well is these bags play excellent on fast boards. If you've got a faster board out there, because this sticky side doesn't become quite sticky, but it makes it more controllable. And so this 4 becomes more like a 5 and you can collect it a little bit easier. So if you play on fast boards, it's a great option. If you are a hard thrower, like maybe you're used to throwing carpet bags, but you want to get away from the carpet a little bit, this is a great bag for hard throwers, because if you throw this material hard enough, it's going to slide, it's going to move. You can actually run bags in the hole just by throwing it hard and then use the slick side to push your opponent's bags out of the way or collect those when they're in your way. So hard throwers or fast board players, it's a great option. Other players, I'm probably not going to recommend it. I would rather see this bag with the surefire slow side of this material as opposed to the Butter slow side of this material. I think that would be more playable. That being said, Non-Typical may already have that bag in their lineup. I don't know. Maybe they just use this backside as a different type of bag for them. All in all, it's a solid bag. Not a bag I recommend for everybody, but I think it will play great for some people. That being said, it's not a bag I'm going to throw very much because I would prefer to play my Typhoon or Surefire over something like this. And I hate to have this bag just sit in the corner. So I said, I want to give this set away. This is the set I've used, the set I did a review on. They're broken. They've been used. One of the bags might have a pull on it, I think. So they're not new, but they're definitely in great shape, definitely playable. I'm going to do like I've done before. Make sure you've subscribed to my channel, like this video, and then comment on my video. And just comment Phoenix, just the word Phoenix. I will respond back with a number. I will run this through to, let's say, Sunday, October 2nd at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. So 5 p.m. Eastern Time, Sunday, October 2nd, I'll cut it off. Everyone who's subscribed, liked, and commented the word Phoenix before that, I will respond with a number, and then it probably won't be Sunday night, but maybe Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday of next week, I will post up a video of a wheel spin with all the numbers, and we will get a winner. And if that number on the wheel spin matches the number on your comment, then I will send you these set of bags on me. So I thank you guys so much for your support, and I thank you so much for watching.